Hello everyone, Vegas Vic 1965. This week we are looking at an all-in-one farm. Now I initially designed this for the Java edition, but as far as the Bedrock version, I believe this will work just fine because where the pillagers, as you can see, the villagers are located at, all your spawns will happen here on the surface, as opposed to a Java edition farm that I had where the villagers were underneath. The pillagers for Bedrock would sometimes appear in caves underneath the ground, but this should work just fine. The iron numbers for the Bedrock version, I'm not quite sure. I'm still working on that, but it should be relatively well. And for the Java edition, you should get an iron golem about every 35 seconds. So if this is interesting to you, please stick around. And without further ado, let's find out. Okay, let's get cracking. So find the spot that you want to build your iron farm on. Like for example here, I've got this spot. What you'll then do is we normally have a 4x4 or a 2x2 hole in the center. We can do that here. We're going to take out that block. Like I said, we're one block up. I'm going to come here, add 2 boxes, but just temporary blocks. We're going to add our hoppers in now. And we're going to add all of our hoppers going into that block right there. That's 1, 2, 3, and have those other hoppers point into that one there. Now you don't need this block here. Now we crouch and we add our dropper right into here. We're going to use a temporary block right here and just on the other side of that so we can put our comparator in. We're going to have that comparator face this way. We're going to have a sticky piston facing up. We'll put an observer facing that way there. Come around here. You can use temporary blocks if you like. And we'll put our other observer facing this way. And if need be, you can also use another temporary block here. Observer there, remove that. And this system is actually all set and ready to spit those iron ingots out into the water. From here, we'll build up 8 blocks. Now remember, if you Bedrock folks, if you do build this, make sure you're at least 64 to 100 blocks away from any other village. For Java versions, if you're in the middle of a village, make sure you're at the top of any roofs, and then go up an additional 8 blocks. But if you're building it out in the middle of nowhere, no problem at all. So we'll go ahead and build up 8 blocks. That's 1. We'll add on our glass blocks. When you come back inside, we're going to add our signs. We're going to add 2 signs to each side of our 5 signs that we're going to need. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, right behind it. Our lava is going to be situated right on top of that. So at this point, you will need to make an opening or have an opening available to place that lava down. I'm not going to place it just now. I'll place that a little bit later. So you'll continue this build all the way up 8 blocks. Once you have that built, it should look similar to this. And then from here, we're going to go out 8 blocks, starting from this center one right here. These 2 glass blocks. We'll go back 8 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we'll add a temporary block here so you don't get confused. So I don't get confused. And then we'll go back 2, and then we'll do the same thing. Just like that. Continue that on both sides. Okay, at this point, this is what it should look like. We'll come back on the either side, back side, I would say, depending on which direction you want it to be built. And from here, we're going to need to go up 1 block. And this one here, you'll need to go up 2 blocks. You'll bring this across. Now, we're going to count from here because this is going to be our platform where the golems are going to spawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And don't forget to add these blocks underneath so the water does not flow through there. From here, we're going to go back 8 blocks. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want to fill all this in. We're going to come up 1 block, and we'll go across that 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to go back 7. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And fill that in. Now you want to come over and carry this lip up. You want to make sure you go high enough so the golems can't get out. I will go 2 blocks past that so the golems definitely cannot get out. We'll also add our lip to the back. And you want to repeat the same exact thing for both sides. Now you should have something that looks like this. We're going to add in our glass blocks next across here, because this is where our villagers are going to be standing, right here at this block level here. So you're going to do 16 blocks. So if we come up, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. You want to fill all this in, and we're also going to do the front. It's going to come up to match that as well, to be even with this one right here, all the way across. Do that and be right back. You should have something that looks just like this. As you can see in the very front, I've gone up those two additional level here, and I've gone up 3 blocks, and I've brought that all the way across. You don't necessarily need to do the corners. We are going to do some spawn proofing on these areas over here where the solid blocks are at, but you can use leaves, you can use slabs, whatever you like. At this point, we want to make sure our villager pod is working rightly. So as you notice, we're flat and level with this one here for the floor for these guys. We're going to go up in the corners, because it's going to be a 4 blocks wide on the inside. It's 16 long. So let's go up 4 blocks, 4 additional blocks from the corners. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Build that up, and then we'll slab it with the black stone, or that's what I'm going to be using. You can use whatever slab you like, but we're going to do 2 levels of those slabs for 2 reasons, and I want to make sure I mention that, because if we get any lightning strikes, depending on where you build this, you don't want your villagers turning into witches. So by having 2 levels of slabs, and I'll show you how I get that done. Let me get this glass holding area for the trading hall done, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that you have that an additional 4 blocks high, as you can see from here, our floor level was here. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll add our slabs to the top. And what I do to prevent any other spawns and also prevent lightning strikes on my villagers, just in case, I'll add the slabs up top, but I'll add another temporary block, and I'll add another level of slabs all the way around. Get that done, and I'll be right back. Okay, when you're finished, it should look like this. This will keep those villagers protected and keep any other additional spawns, even from iron golems, from spawning up there. The next step is going to be to spawn-proof this area. You can use leaves, you can use slabs, whatever you like. Just have that go all the way around. Get that done. Be right back. Okay, if you've been building it the way I've been showing you, you should have something that looks like this. I usually used a combination of the leaves and the slabs. You won't need it on the glass. Nothing's supposed to spawn there anyway. We want to add in our lava and our water. So if you notice down here, I put in iron trapdoors. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I do that only because if I get any cats that happen to go down in there, it'd be a lot easier for the lava to take care of those guys. So add at least 1 lava source. That'll come all the way across. I usually try to add all sources. I just like it to look clean. We'll next go ahead and add our glass blocks back in, and then we'll go ahead and add our water all the way to the back. And because it's of the length and the width, we should have no trouble adding water sources every other block. So 1, 2, skip 1, skip 1, and that will flow. Since this back level is 7 and the front level is 8, it'll flow all the way to the edge. You'll add 2 more water sources here and here. That'll flow all the way down here, taking your iron golems down into the lava source. Do the same thing on the back side. Then we'll work on getting a zombie up in there for our villagers, and of course putting our beds and villagers in there. Now inside this corner over here on the right is where I'm going to have my set my zombie up, and I'll come up through here when I need to do any trading with these villagers here. So I've set up 10 beds on this side, 10 beds on that side, and just above their beds I've set in the workstations. Now you can use whatever workstations you like, but one thing I strongly suggest, especially for Bedrock, since they can claim workstations that they not necessarily are able to pathfind to. For Java version also, you want to make sure that if you're doing, for example, librarians, that you want to cycle through these guys first. That way you have the trades that you want, and then you put them up in here. That would be your best bet, and to just have the lecterns set up in there for them. But you don't want to put a bunch of villagers in here all at once. Your trading hall will be a mess. It'll be a lot harder to cycle through those villagers if that's what you intend on doing. If you're just going to use it for the iron farm, then that's fine. You can use whatever workstation you want. Have it set up 10 on one side, 10 on the other, 10 beds on one side, 10 beds on the other. And then you want to come over another block. We're going to come over to this block right here. That's going to give him one space to step down on. We'll add ourselves some slabs here. Now, if you use baby villagers, you're going to want to use fences first through here, because if you're going to be breeding in here, you don't want the baby villagers to get out while you're working. The second block up, or above the second block, we'll add in more glass blocks here. The zombie in this corner will be trying to get in. We're going to show that to you in just a minute. In this case, you can get in and out, but the villagers cannot, provided, like I said, that they are adults. Let's work on the zombie one next. Okay, now for the zombie portion of this, because we're definitely going to want that on the Java side. Bedrock side, you won't need this, but the Java side, we have a mechanic to where the villagers will actually be a little nervous and require the aid of a golem by having a zombie nearby. Just improves the rates. So under this last block you see here where you have the glass under the floor, you're going to add, and that's 1 over. You're going to add a glass block here and a glass block here. Then you'll build yourself a staircase all the way down, because you're going to have that zombie follow you up through here. You want to make sure he's going to be boxed in. And so what I've done here is I've added, and I've used glass. You can use temporary blocks if you haven't got your villagers up in there just yet. But the reason I've used the glass blocks is we don't want any iron golem spawns happening while we're working. We want all the iron golem spawns to spawn in there. So I'm just using glass temporarily. Hopefully you got a silk touch pickaxe, so that won't be a problem. But I did forget to mention that we will need a lever, some redstone, and also a regular piston that we're going to put a glass block right there. Now we'll make sure he's boxed in, so when we do bring him up in here, as you can see, he's going to want to get up in there to get to the villagers. Now we've placed a slab right here above, a bottom half slab, as you can see, just above where he's going to be standing. So as he's trying to get up in here and follow you, you're going to take your trapdoor and you're going to put that right under this glass block right here, just like that. So when he follows you and tries to get up in there, you're going to go ahead and open that, or have that trapdoor faced down. He's going to constantly bounce up and down through there. So you want to make sure that you're prepared to have him blocked in. See, the only thing we want to have left is going to be this glass block that's going to be forced in by this piston. So the rest of the blocks around the area, before you bring the zombie up, you want to make sure that he's not going to be able to get out. That includes the one above that, because he will step over top of that to get out. So as you can see right now, he only has one place to go when he follows you, and that's up into here. He can't get out, so just pay real close attention while you're doing that. You have the trapdoor set, he's following you, you come up inside, hit the trap door, you come over, you see him bobbing up and down trying to get to you or the villagers, you hit that button, the lever, excuse me, and it blocks him in, as you can see. So now he can't get out. If you want, he's stuck in there bouncing up and down trying to get through, but he can't because of the trap door. You can set another glass block there to box him in. He's protected from the sun because of the slab, the bottom half slab there, and then you can remove all of this extra stuff that you don't need now that he's safely tucked away in there. As you can see, he's tucked away safely, trying to get to those villagers, but he can't because of that trapdoor. In that area where we were working at, I went ahead and added some ladders, and when I did do that, I wanted to make sure that nothing else could climb up, so I skipped the first one, and we can use it, but no other mobs can use that. So now that the iron farm is actually finished, once you have your villagers in there, and you notice here we have those blocks that go up, and we have the slabs. The villagers can't get out, but we can get in. So let's move on to the pillager raid portion of this. Now for the pillager raid portion of this, we're going to come into this corner here. You notice where we have our delivery system, or our ejection system for the iron and for the peonies, is that what they're called? The little red flowers that the iron golems are for the villagers. We want to come to this corner hopper right here, and we're going to go down 6 blocks. So counting that, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And from here, we are going to go 6 blocks in this direction here, not from this one here, but right here on the 5th block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you have 6 here, we're going to go 6 in each direction from here. This just gives us our center point. You don't want to take that out from here, so you remember where your center point is. We're going to do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we do that in all 4 corners, and then we'll dig that out. Okay, standing in our hole, we've gone 6 that way. We've gone 6 this way, all the way to the top, 6 in each direction. We're then going to go up 1 block. We'll go back 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do that for all 4 again, and we're going to dig that all the way out to the top. And be right back. Okay, now that we have that dug out, we have our center focal point. Then we've gone back 6. We've gone up 6 on all 4. At this point, we are going to be adding in, we're going to be leaving that block all the way around for the most part, except the corners, and I'll show that to you. So if you want to avoid taking that one out all the way around, that is just fine. As you can see here, that'll save you a little bit of work because we're going to be putting trapdoors here and here, or actually on these 2 sides right here. So the pillagers believe that that's a full block, will walk right across and fall right into the water. So I'm going to dig this out and I'm going to leave this here all the way around. So we have a 2 block gap between and just a single row of grass. And then we'll add in our trapdoors. I'll be right back. Okay, and we are back. We have it dug out. If you did it correctly, it should look just like this. You're leaving that second set of grass blocks there. We're going to add trapdoors all across here, all the way around. And on the inside, you're going to notice that we are 6 blocks back. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It drops down a level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We will go down in there, and I'll show you what we're going to do there in just a moment. But let's go over and take a look, and I'll show you what I mean by the corners that we're going to take out so the Ravengers can actually get through. There's our trapdoors, as you can see all along the inside. There's 24 on each wall. So if you would do it like I did, you'd skip 1 block and put 24 trapdoors across. Same thing, skip 1 all the way across because obviously 1 won't fit in there. And then you'll see 6 this direction, 6 that direction. We'll be taking that out shortly. Now the spaces that we're going to have inside here, if you notice, we're taking out 1, 2, 3. There's 3 there, and taking out 1, 2, 3 here. So we'll go back over there. We'll take out those 3 blocks on each side. That'll give the Ravenger a chance to get in. 1, 2, 3. That was 1, 2, 3. So 3 on one side, 2 on the other. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Whoops. Over here, same thing. 2, 3. 1, 2. Add your trapdoors in, you'll be all set, and we'll go down into this section next and show you the new design that I have. Be right back. Okay, from here, from our little center area, we're going to go down 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. We're going to make this a 5 by 5 room. Dig that out. Be right back. Okay, now that you have your 5 by 5 room, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way around, you want to pick one of these sides that you're going to use for your kill chamber, their drop zone for these guys. So I'm going to pick this side here. So I'll take out those 2 blocks so I know that's it. You want to come here and take out these 3 first blocks. 1, 2, 3. Same thing on the direct opposite. 1, 2, 3. That's opposite side of where your kill chamber is going to be a drop right there. On the back, you're going to add some blocks in. It really doesn't matter which ones you want to use because what we are going to do is we're going to set water sources across here. Also 3 water sources here and 3 water sources here. Actually, you just need 1 here, and that'll fill in and push this way. And then you'll put water source here, here, and here. That'll fill in and drop this way. Same here and here, and that'll fill in and drop this way. That'll push everything to this direction right here. So the next step we're going to be looking at is where exactly we want to get our drop correctly. We're going to drop these guys 22 blocks. Now the witches take obviously further, but at 23.5 blocks these guys will die. So 22 blocks should take them low enough for you to come in with a decent sword and be able to kill these guys with just 1 swipe. If you're on bedrock, you'll just be killing 1 at a time. On Java version, we have sweeping edge, so we can actually do the same amount of damage to all of those mobs if in fact you have a decent sword that you're going to be using. So by looking at our coordinates, I'm going to be looking at the right side where it says targeted block. You notice the Y level, which is the middle number, says 55. We're going to go down 22 blocks. So if we're at 55, we need to go down to 33. So we'll go down 33 now, and I notice I'm going to take out an additional block here. This block here is going to be where our drop zone is going to be located at. We're going to put ourselves a couple of glass blocks in here. I'll get that built. I'll dig it down to 33 and dig it out, and I'll show you and be right back. Okay, now if you look at the targeted block on the right, in the center one, you'll see we're at 33, so we've gone down 22 blocks. At this point, you can dig it out, and what I plan on doing is I will have glass blocks here all the way up, so actually when you're in the kill chamber, because this is where your hopper is going to go, we'll put our hopper right into here, facing that block where our chest will be. They will land here, and again, I'll end up using an iron trap door because this is going to be what I use for my mending. Right in this spot will actually be a fence. So from this spot here all the way up, from here all the way up, I will end up putting glass blocks. That way you'll be able to see all the way up through to see what's going on and when these guys are coming down. So let me get that built. We'll show that to you and be right back. Okay, now I've dug it out. Actually, the size of the room is really up to you. And I've added one more hopper, as you can see right here. That's the hopper that the trapdoor and hopper that they'll land on. And then I've added another hopper here in a chest. Now you can do whatever storage system you want. You can do an auto storage system if you like, a little bit further below that. At this point, from what I've done, this is where the kill chamber is going to be. And I'm going to add one more glass block right. Whoops, wrong thing. We're going to add one more glass block right here, and this is where we'll actually go in. Now, if you're worried about them seeing you for some reason, you can also add another trapdoor under here. I would not suggest using a wood one, or even a slab will work just fine. But they're all landing in this one little spot, so it's very easy to kill. Let's go up and take a look, and I'll show you what I mean by the area up top. I've run glass blocks all the way here, and the reason for that is when you're standing here, you can see what's going on. So when we come up to the top, at this point now we have our glass block running all the way up to the top. We're going to add a sign right here, just like that, and we'll add our water sources. That's going to be 3 water sources here. You can add one there and there, here and here. That'll all push towards that direction. And then you're going to add your water sources to the back over here. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. That's going to push everything right to that hole. So you'll have no problem with these guys when they pop down in here. Now we're going to go up and take a look at how we design that system that I have set up over there with the signs and the fence gates along with the lava. Now the fence gates, you're going to put 3, it doesn't really matter, but you're going to have 3 on one side, 3 on the other, and 1 in the middle. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 1 here. 1 over here. Now you're going to put a temporary block here. Let me go ahead and do that because you're going to want, this is one of those fences that you're going to need. That'll keep the Ravager from falling down to the hole. Then you can remove that. And then on this side, we have 1, 2, 3. You will open these fence gates, but in the interim, we're going to add our signs. So let's go ahead and add our signs here. And they're going to be added in this pattern. You're going to do 2 up here, and 2 there. You're going to go all the way around with 2 signs on each one. You'll put 1 sign right here in the middle, and that's where the lava is going to rest, just like that. Let me build those signs up. Be right back. Now we've got our system set up and built. You'll notice you will need to crouch over top of those. And we're going to come down here and open up these trapdoors, all of them all the way around. That'll allow those pillagers to fall right on through. And we're going to be removing these blocks here. And I'm going to add the lava afterwards, just in case I make a mistake and break one of these fence gates. We don't want the lava to be making a mess of things. So I'd rather add the lava last, just to be safe, because I make a lot of mistakes. So now we'll come in here. We'll take our lava source, place it on top of that center sign, and that's where it will stay. The Ravagers will not be able to make it through. The pillagers will. So the Ravager will hit that fence post and end up burning up inside there. Now we'll go ahead and add our water sources all the way to these back blocks. But before we do that, we are going to need a temporary block that we're going to put 3 temporary blocks in these corners. You can take them out when you're done. You can leave them there. It really doesn't matter. But you're going to have these 3 temporary blocks in here on all 4 corners. And then from here, I will do that one last, but you want to have water sources running from here all the way across on all 4 sides. Get that done. Be right back. Okay, now that you have all of your water sources in place, with the exception of the back corner ones, you'll set that in on all four corners. And like I mentioned earlier, you don't have to remove those temporary blocks. They can stay there. The Ravagers will definitely still fall through, and you'll be all set. Everything will flow towards the center. Go over and take a look at the other raid farm where we have the trapdoors in. And you'll see that as soon as these pillagers come across, they will consider that to be full blocks and walk and fall right through. The Ravagers, of course, will come too close to the edge. Same thing. They will also fall through. Okay, well, the last thing you're going to need, of course, is Bad Omen to get this thing running. So once we get close enough to the village, Bad Omen will start. And there's the raid starting. And I don't have any armor, so I better move. Anyway, I'll speed this up and let you guys see how it works. Anyway, that's about it. If you have any questions for me, feel free to leave a comment below. If you have any questions all about this farm, I'd be glad to help you. I hope you enjoyed this hopefully quick tutorial. There was a lot involved in this. I tried to cut where I could and not put too much fluff in it. If you liked the video, click the like button. If you want to subscribe for past or future videos, click that subscribe button. It really helps me and lets me know that I provide great quality content for you guys each and every week. Once again, thanks for watching, guys. And until next week, we'll probably be back with the villagers. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.